out, by the way, David. They really are. Inheritance tax should be gotten rid of. Expensing of capital purchases should be done. There are a bunch of other items that are great, but I think you should pass the big engine of growth here is the corporate tax cut, and that should be just by itself.
And you know, there were a couple of new taxes mentioned. That's what scares me a little bit. There was a higher tax bracket that may or may not happen on the wealthy. There's something called a foreign minimum tax, details about which are still not exactly known. Are we adding more to the tax code instead of subtracting?
I don't think so. I don't think that's going to happen. There's no taste, I don't think, no appetite for raising the highest rate. It makes no sense either. I mean, you can't hate job creators and love jobs. And if you want middle-class prosperity, you've got to make the employers happy to hire these people, to give them jobs that they otherwise wouldn't have had, to raise the wages that we all want for the middle class. That also requires the cooperation of the upper class and lower. I mean, you know, we're all in this tub together. As Kennedy said, a rising tide, it raises all boats, and this is a Kennedy-esque tax bill that is really wonderful.
But I'm wondering if all Republicans know that, because when they first came out with their tax plan a couple of weeks ago, they had a line in there saying it won't be any less progressive than our current tax code. And it's progressivity that has led to slow growth. It's progressivity that has widened that divide between the richest and the poorest, whereas across-the-board tax cuts lift all boats, as you say.
Of course they do, and I don't know why they pander to some sort of political ideology, but they do. If they want Bernie Sanders votes, that's what they should say, but I don't think they're going to get Bernie Sanders. If I noticed the vote there, you say it was really close, and it was 4 votes difference. That's true, but I'm willing to bet that there were a bunch of Republicans who voted against that who would have switched being in favor if the vote had gotten closer. But 100% of the Democrats voted against it, which is just shocking. I mean, this is a Kennedy tax cut. This is a pro-growth thing to help the people of America, and every Democrat votes against it. That's unconscionable. They know better, and they proposed cutting the corporate rate themselves, and yet they still just hold on to this obstinate, just anti-Trump position, and it'll come back and bite them, you know where.
Well, since there's going to be no Democrat voting in favor of a tax cut, why then is it necessary for some in the GOP to pander to their notions of progressivity?
I don't know. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. If a Republican thinks the Democrats are going to vote for him because of one little addition to this bill that's pandering, I think they're very mistaken. This is an all-out political war, and the winner in 2018 and 2020 will get the bacon and will carry the issues home. And I personally think the Democrats are putting themselves at great risk in 2018. They've got a lot of exposure in the Senate, and I think they could well lose a lot of seats in the House as well. So they are at risk doing this type of obstruction, this type of policy. So I don't know why they're doing it. I mean, I've spent half my life as a Democrat and as a Republican, and, you know, Clinton, I voted for him twice. I'm a Kennedy Democrat. I don't know why the Democrats don't go back to their roots and vote for this bill and get America growing and going again. It's what they should be doing, and I don't know why they just oppose it, and I think they're going to pay a very heavy price for that.
All right, well, let's be optimistic, which is at the core of who Art Laffer is. I know that very well. And assume that it's done before the end of the year and that it's retroactive to January 1, 2017. Will the economy grow fast enough in 2018 for the Republicans to pull out a win in the midterm elections?
Yes, I think it will. I already think there's a lot of signs of positivity in the economy. I mean, if you look at the stock market, it's risen quite substantially. If you look at the growth rate in GDP, I mean, it's not good by any means, but it's a lot better than it has been over the last 16 years. It's just a lot better. So you're seeing a lot of signs of improvement, and I think Trump's doing a great job with the executive orders and on dismantling ACA, and I think if this bill passes, we could have a very sound 2018 and a very nice stock market, and that will inure very much to the benefit of the Republicans in the elections in 2018.
By the way, the stock market hasn't been doing too badly in the past year, so ever since the election, it's been up to record levels. Art Laffer, great to see you. We needed
to see you, Dave.
We needed your optimism. We needed a shot of optimism here, and we got it.
Well, you got it, and I think it's going to be great, and I'm really looking forward to a very long, big boom in America.
Art Laffer, thank you very much. When we come back.